Hello guys and welcome back. Now that we have processed most of these data sets here, we have processed this one, M20, M36 star cluster. So on your own, you might want to practice with this other tool because we haven't done it before. However, when you are done, I think it is time for you to start scheduling your own observations because I was the person that scheduled all this observation at the last campus observatory. So, and I got the data from there. I downloaded them and uploaded them on Google Drive, and that is why you are using them. But as you have reached this level, this lesson 6, I think you should be able to schedule your own observation on that telescopes. So, if you want to do that, how do you get started? So, but before we go deeper, there are some information I would like to let you know about the Los Cumbres Observatory. LCO, meaning Los Cumbres Observatories, are robotic telescopes which can be operated from any place, which can be operated from any part of the world, be it in your office, in your university, or at home. They are located at different places on Earth. I'm going to show you the diagram for you to understand it. Now, the Los Cumbres Observatory, they run an educational program where institutions, schools can request for telescope time. So the name of that program which they run is called the Global Sky Partners. So you write a proposal to them requesting for a certain amount of time on the telescope, which you will use to train your students on how to operate telescope for research or for astrophotography or for any other educational purpose. So we did that and we requested and we were awarded 100 hours. So with this 100 hours, we are using it for astrophotography. We are using it for research, astronomy research on double stars and variable stars. So for you to be able to use the telescope and you want to use our observation time, you have to reach out to me through this email. If you're watching this video, reach out to me through this video so that I can register you. But before I register you, I want you to go through the first 5 videos that we have done so that you can learn how to handle data and how to process those images. Then once you have been assigned an account and you want to observe, you can always use 300 seconds. Anytime you want to use it for astrophotography, not for research, for astrophotography, use your exposure time to be as 300 seconds because that time we allow more light to be collected on the CCD. So while scheduling an observation, there is a space where you can enter the name of the object you want. It could be the designation. For instance, this is the Andromeda Galaxy. You can just simply put Andromeda. They have a database that contains most of the known celestial bodies. So you can simply put Andromeda, or you can simply put M31, or you can indicate the coordinate of that object. Assuming that object doesn't have any known name, so you can always enter the coordinates in right ascension and declination. All of these things that I just described, I am going to show you. So follow me, let me take you to the Last Camps Observatory website. So here is the Last Camps Observatory website. So this is their website, LCO.global. So this is the map of the world showing the sites, the Las Cumbres Observatory sites. They have two headquarters in the US and in the UK. And these other dots are the locations on Earth where their telescopes are stationed. If you observe, they have network of telescopes positioned both in the northern hemispheres and the southern hemispheres. So this is in Brazil, this is in South Africa, this is in Australia, this is in Spain, this is in Israel, and this is in China, in Tibet. They also have it in the UK too. So if I assign an account to you, this is what you are going to see. This is the first interface you're going to see once I assign an account to you. So once you log in, you will see the schedules of other people. These are the observations of other people. Look at their usernames of other people. All of us working on the same proposal. We are working on the same proposal. Now, I want to take you to some basic settings of this telescope. To perform some basic settings, you come over here. This is the profile. This is the login. From here you can log out, but we don't want to log out. Just click on profile because I want to show you some basic settings. So if you come over here, you type in your name, your first name, your last name, your email, your institution. It could be your university or your local astronomy organization. Then the title, okay. You can put doctor, you can put Mrs., you can put anything you want there, but I decided to put it as education and research. And here is what I want to show you. In the Lost Combers Observatory, there are two modes. We have the advanced modes and we have the basic modes. The basic mode is mostly used for astrophotography, while the advanced mode is mostly used for research because it gives you more freedom to to make changes to what you want to observe. I'm going to demonstrate that to you later. Then you can choose, if you tick here, you can choose to enable notifications, assuming that you have scheduled an observation and you don't even know when it's going to be completed. So it is important that you tick this, enable this, so that once observation is completed, you can always receive an email alert. Then another important thing I want to also let you know is here. Let me go here. If I click here, it is going to show me only my observation. Like what we saw before, we saw the observation of other people. For instance, if I tick here and I save it, you will see that only my observation that I've been making ever since would appear. For instance, look at it here. Look at it. Only my observation. No other observation. Okay, those other ones that belongs to other groups using the same proposal have been removed. However, it is very ideal to keep it um, in that mode because you are working as a group. Assuming you have an instructor that is supervising your research or supervising how you are using the Lost Comps Observatory to know whether you are using it well, you have to always leave it unticked so that every other person will see what you are doing, or maybe you can even download data made by others. For instance, let me show you. So here I have the observation of other people. Maybe this guy now scheduled an observation of M93. I'm interested in it. I can even have access to it and download it. Okay, using the normal process. I can easily log in. Sorry, I can come to that page and see what is going on. Okay, he scheduled um uh, uh exposure count 30. Look at the filters he used. So you can always have access to the data used by the rest of the group members. So that is why you have to leave it like that. So let me check if I kept it in the basic mode so that we shall go into that. Okay, let me put it in the basic mode first. Basic mode is used for astrophotography. So to see that, if you want to schedule an observation, come over to submit observation. So here you can type the name of the object that you want. Okay, here you will select the proposer. The proposer. Once I have signed you in, you're going to see this. You don't need to type it. So you select it. You select it. Then this is the camera that is going to capture your images. Then you come over here, exposure count. How many images do you want? Do you want 2 images? Okay, or 1 image or 10 images? So for ideal purposes, ideal conditions, just keep it at 1. Exposure count, like I said before, keep it at 300 seconds. Then you select the filter. You have 3 options here. You have the blue, green, red like we saw before. So that is the one thing that is unique about the basic mode. In the advanced mode, you're going to have more options, more filter options, and they're not going to appear in blue, green, or red. So for the first one, I'm going to choose blue. So then I will copy this. Okay, I have created another one. So I'll come here and select green. I will also copy it again and I will select red. Okay, then what do I want to observe? Maybe I want to observe Andromeda Galaxy. Let me type M31. M31. Now, before you schedule any observation, make sure it is visible. Make sure it is something you can observe. For instance, it is not possible to observe the Andromeda Galaxy by this time of the month. This is March. I'm recording this video on March. By the time you might be watching this video, maybe it is possible. So you will see the notification that according to the constraints of the request, what this is talking about is you can't observe it because it is not observable. It is not in the night sky. It is towards the direction of the sun. So you cannot observe it. So in our website, I listed the names of the objects that are observable. This is our website. If you come, this is the website. Come over to project, come over to Astro Photo Visual. Oh my gosh, Astro Photo Visual Development. You will land here. So I want to show you the list of the objects that are observable. So this is March. Depending on what you want to observe, these nebulae are observable. These ones are observable. Outside this may not be observable. For instance, there is no Andromeda Galaxy here. I'm on the galaxy column. So you can observe Andromeda Galaxy on March, but maybe another month it might be observable depending on the rotation of the Earth. So it is not possible to observe Andromeda Galaxy. So what is possible? Maybe we should observe M81. M81. So if you come over here, you change it to M81. M81. Let us see. I think it is observable. Oh my god, look at that. Yes, it is observable. And also observe, as you type the name, it gets the details of that object from the database, which they have used to build their website. So this is the right ascension and declination of M81. And here is the telescopes that are available to observe it. These are the telescopes that are available. Once this thing pops out, it means that it is possible to observe it. Now, after that, you come over here. The start date starts the time you started scheduling this mission, and the end time you can determine it. Okay, for instance, this shows this telescope can observe it, this telescope can observe it, this telescope can also observe it. You can even expand it. You can even expand it to the next day. However, this is for the hours. This is for the hours, and this is for the minutes. Okay, so assuming I want to make it, today is 16. Okay, so, okay, sorry, today is 15. So the next day, which is 16, this observation is scheduled to be complete. I mean, by this time tomorrow. However, you can also expand it if you want to increase the possibility in case if there are weather conditions that would stop the process, even increases the possibility. You can even increase it more. Okay, but the more you increase it, the longer it takes. So it is better that you keep it at that 1 day interval. So you click here and it selects whatever you want. So this is for the basic mode. You can see how simple it is. We have selected our filters. So we selected M81, M81. Now, this is for, so when you want to submit it, come over here, you click submit. I don't want to do that. You can click submit. Maybe if you don't want to submit it, you can just save it in the draft. Okay, let me save this in the draft. Later, maybe I will submit it. So it has saved. So if I want to see it, you come over to the draft and um, you can see it's M81. So you can even load it, it comes back again. So you can submit it anytime you want. Now, if you come over here, it selects 16 minutes 56 seconds. This is the time, the total time it will take the telescope to turn around, to maneuver until it points towards that direction, the coordinates of of that object that you want, which is M81. So let me take you to the advanced mode. Assuming that you are doing research, and in the research you have to use the advanced mode. You can also use the advanced mode for astrophotography, but that is when you have mastered the whole process very well. When you have mastered the whole process, you can use the advanced mode for astrophotography because you have options for more filters. So you come over to submit. I want to go straight to to the important part. For instance, in the basic mode, you don't have these options. Okay, but even at that, you shouldn't even change it. Don't change anything here. Here, you didn't have this option in the basic mode, but yet do not change it. Only on red cases, but for now, you don't change it. These two, you have more options. See that? Then exposure count. Then you come over to filters. I want you to focus on the filters. See on the filters, you have more options now. You have more filter options. You have different filters you can use for your research. So that is the advanced mode that I was talking about. So the other process um, are basically uh, the same as, okay, we didn't have this before, and these other functionalities. So depending on your research instructor, your research instructor is going to instruct you on what you're going to input here. As a way of practice, we have to demonstrate how to schedule an observation with some typical examples that we use at Passkey Lab. For instance, these are two targets. One is a double star system. This is a double star system. And one is a galaxy. Now, this is an example of a double star system that we study at Passkey Lab. We have written paper on this. So, assuming that I want to schedule it again, how do we do it? I'll come here and simply copy the name. Okay, then I will come over here and I'll copy and paste it. Okay, the name is for people to identify what is there. Okay, it does not mean that the telescope has taken note. You can write anything you want there. Then the proposal. This is our proposal. Then you leave out this one. I'm just teaching you how to use it for research. So I'm using a typical example we use in research for this. Over here, you leave it out, don't touch anything. Over here, you have options to select the camera. But recently, the Lost Camps Observatory removed the SV camera, which is the old camera, and this is the latest one. So you have only one option for the camera. Then the exposure count we usually request for one if you are doing a test observation. Assuming this is a test observation, you use one. But if you are making the real observation, we normally use 10 count. Then exposure time, we use 2 seconds. Then for the filter, we use bezel V for our research on double stars. And then the name of the target star. This is where it gets important. Now, if I paste that double star, it will begin to search it like it normally do for others. But it says could not find any matching object. It means that it cannot match the object whose name is this. So does it mean that what you are doing is wrong? No. What it means is that it does not have these. This is not a known object. Okay, it is not a well-known object. Just like you have galaxies, like Andromeda galaxies, and you have some star clusters like that are known. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to be using the right ascension. We're going to provide it with the right ascension of this double star system, and it's going to point exactly towards that direction. So that is why I have provided the the coordinates. This is the right ascension. I will copy it, copy and paste it. Okay, then you have to remove the units, the seconds, the minutes, and the hours. Then allow it to be. And then you have the other one, the declination. The declination. You paste it, you remove the units, you remove the units, and it will just simply accept it. See, it has accepted it. Then you leave out this other one, proper motion in right ascension and declination. Just leave them out. Leave this one out too. And now you have this information, the visibility. And here is the visibility showing the telescopes that will be available to capture our target. So from here, you can monitor the time. For instance, this is exactly the time that I scheduled this observation, and this is the time it is due to be complete. So if I click on there, today's date is 16, so it's expected to complete by 17th. Okay, so that means 24 hours, exactly 24 hours from now. But imagine that if I were to maybe choose another date, you see that it is changing. The more I increase the date, the more I increase the time. But as you continue to increase the time, you are making your research to take longer, because you're going to have to wait for about 3 days for your request to be completed. So you better keep it in the 24 hours. Believe me, it is going to be captured within the next few hours. Okay, it doesn't really take time. So keep it within the next, 24 hours. So come over, just click anywhere here, and your job is done. So what you do next is you submit. Come over to submit request, you click OK, and your request is submitted. So it is pending. It's pending. How about scheduling for the Kuiper galaxy? We have another galaxy, another object here with the Kuiper galaxy. Uh, so this one, I intend to use it for astrophotography. So I'm going to change the settings. I'm going to change the settings. I'm going to remove it from the advanced mode, and I'm going to put it in the basic mode. So I have to save that to reflect the changes. So then I'll come over to, and that is for my double star system, you remember? It is pending now. So then submit observation. So this is for my Kuiper galaxy. I'll simply copy and paste. Then proposal is that. Then exposure count 1. Yes, only want 1. Exposure time, like I said, we're going to use 300 seconds for astrophotography. But okay, then you select your filter. Its default selection is blue, but we need it in 3 filters. We need one image for 3 filters. So I'll simply um, duplicate it by clicking on copy. So once I do that, another copy is shown. Then I will change it to the green. I'll also copy that one to duplicate it, and I'll change this to red. And that is how I create a copy for each of the filters. Then for the name of the target, I'm going to just input Whirlpool Galaxy, and it's going to identify it. It is going to identify it. Just watch out. Maybe I should remove this bracket and only indicate Whirlpool Galaxy. So it was able to identify it. Okay. Now, what if I only want to use the Messier catalog M51? It is still going to be the same. Did you see that? So they are basically the same. And showing this graph here, this plot, it is a plot of telescope availability. So look at the telescopes that are available. The color code corresponds which telescope. So you can also decide when you want to have it complete. But I would suggest that you leave it within 24 hours because it's going to be complete. So that is all. You come up. This is going to take 16 minutes 56 seconds. You click on submit observation, and that's it. So if you go back to the home page, you're going to see all your observation. This is your observation is pending. So if you activated the let me show you. If you activated the notification, if you enabled it, it is going to send you an email, the email that you use to register for this account when the observation is complete. So if you haven't enabled that, you have to do so. Now I want to also show you, assuming that you want to download an observation, I want to show that again. Assuming that you want to download an observation, what are you going to do? So I have done this Whirlpool Galaxy before, and this is already complete. Okay, this is for before, not now. So assuming that my observation is complete and I want to download my observation for research or for of to apply it for astrophotography. So you come over to that image or any one of your interests. It may not even be yours. It can even be another person's observation because you have access to it. So you come over here, you click, okay. Then it brings you all the details, the scheduling, the visibility. For the visibility, you can see the details. I mean, the telescope that really captured your target. Okay, that is just for that. And also the date is there. The date is there. So this is very important for research in case you want to put it in the paper of your research. Then on the data, then something is wrong with mine. There is supposed to be some displays here, but it is not available for me. I've reported that to the LCO, but I don't think there's anything they could do about it. So, but however, it is going to appear on yours. However, just come over here and click View on Archive. View on Archive. And now you have these selections. You have the banzai and the raw file. The banzai is the processed ones, and the raw is non-processed ones. And in our activity here, we use the processed ones. Okay, banzai simply means the pipeline through which the images were processed. So I want to reduce it to banzai so that, I mean, from the observation level, I want only the banzai so that I can easily select all of them at once from the tab here. And from here, you download it and begin your research or your astrophotography. So this is our website. Assuming you are done processing your images, you can share it with your groups, you can share it on your social media, and most importantly, you can share it with our community. So if you share it with us, I'm going to post it here. Also, for instance, if you come over here, you will see the details. You're going to do a little bit of research on this, okay? So this is the Southern Ring Nebulae. Okay, this is a planetary nebula located in the the Vela constellation with the coordinates this, that. Okay, I was the person that did that. So, and I got the data from the James Webb Space Telescope archive. Okay, and I used Fitz Liberator, Fitz, and Photoshop to process them. So, you're going to do a research like this. You're going to tell us some few details about what you did like this. So, if you check the rest, the same thing. I got this from the Lost Campus Observatory. I observed this and I processed this. So, you're going to do this for us. And this is also for another one, the Helix Nebulae. So we hope that you share your work with us. And if you have any questions, please reach out and ask me. And I will keep updating this. Some of them may not really be correct at the moment, but by the time you get on board, you must have been correct. So we have to keep updating this. So I'm recording this on March. So you're going to start from here, come over here, start from maybe nebulae. You schedule nebulae because nebulas are very beautiful, the most beautiful. So you come over here, you select any object of your choice, you schedule it like I just demonstrated, and you start processing. We want to spread this in Africa, so please, we want you to also spread it among your students, and if you want training, live training, you can also reach out to us on this. But I think this recording is okay. All right. Thank you so much for listening, and we are hoping to receive your colorful visuals. Thank you.